I took my niece to court over a coat. My niece Hannah had been living with me for about 8 months after her mom kicked her out for dropping out of college. She's 19, and honestly, she's a good kid who just made some dumb choices. I didn't mind having her around. My house gets pretty quiet since my husband passed, and Hannah actually helped out with groceries and cleaning. The coat in question was this vintage leather jacket that belonged to my late sister, Hannah's grandmother. It was a real nice piece, probably from the 70s, with this beautiful brown leather that had aged perfectly. My sister wore it constantly when we were younger, and after she died 5 years ago, I kept it hanging in my closet. It still smelled like her perfume. Hannah had been eyeing that jacket since she moved in. She'd make little comments like, "Grandma always looked so cool in that," or, "I bet that would look amazing with my new jeans." I get it. She wanted something to remember her grandma by, but that jacket was literally the only thing I had left that still felt like my sister was around. One morning I woke up and Hannah was gone. Not just gone for the day. All her stuff was packed up and she'd left this note on the kitchen counter saying she was moving in with her boyfriend Ryan and thanks for everything. The note was sweet enough, but when I went to check my closet later that day, the jacket was missing. I called her immediately. She picked up on the first ring, and before I could even say anything, she goes, "I know you're calling about the jacket. I took it because I figured you wouldn't miss it since you never wear it anyway." I was so shocked I could barely speak. This girl lived in my house rent-free for 8 months. I fed her, helped her get back on her feet, and she just took something that wasn't hers without even asking. "Hannah, that jacket means everything to me. It's all I have left of your grandma. You have tons of her stuff," she said. "And besides, I'm her granddaughter. I should have something of hers too." I tried explaining that if she'd just asked, we could have figured something out. Maybe I could have given her some of my sister's jewelry or books, but she just kept saying the jacket looked better on her anyway and that I was being selfish. The conversation ended with her hanging up on me. I waited 2 weeks thinking she'd come to her senses and bring it back. I even texted her a few times asking nicely, but every time I brought it up, she'd either ignore me or send back these snippy messages about how I was being dramatic over just a coat. That's when I decided to take her to small claims court. My friend Janet thought I was crazy. "It's your niece," she kept saying. "You're going to ruin your relationship over clothes." But it wasn't about the money or even really about the coat at that point. It was about the principle. You don't just take things that don't belong to you, especially from family who helped you out. The day of court finally came. Hannah showed up wearing the jacket, which honestly felt like a slap in the face. She had her boyfriend Ryan with her for moral support, and he kept giving me these dirty looks like I was some kind of monster. When the judge called our case, I explained the situation as calmly as I could. I brought photos of my sister wearing the jacket, the original receipt I'd found in her things, and screenshots of the texts where Hannah admitted to taking it. Hannah's defense was basically that family should share things and that I was being petty. She actually told the judge that I was too old to appreciate vintage fashion and that the jacket was wasted hanging in my closet. The judge did not look impressed. But here's where it gets interesting. The judge asked Hannah if she'd tried to discuss taking the jacket before she moved out. She said no. She was afraid I'd say no. Then he asked if she'd offered to compensate me or work out some kind of arrangement. Again, no. "So you just took something that didn't belong to you without permission," the judge said. "It's just a coat," Hannah replied. "And she's family." The judge looked at her for a long moment and then said something I'll never forget. "Family doesn't mean you get to steal from each other. In fact, family should treat each other better than strangers, not worse." He ruled in my favor immediately, ordered Hannah to return the jacket within 48 hours or pay me the appraised value, which was about $600. She had to pay court costs too.